RKY Careers is a UK-based tech-driven company that is, devoted to empowering people in the United Kingdom, especially immigrants, people like yourself, like myself, who have moved to the UK and do not want to settle for less. People who, want to thrive regardless of, the fact that we've left our comfort zone and we are in a new terrain. So if that is you, if, your goal is to not settle for less, I would say that you are in the right place. We've helped over 500 plus people in the last 12 months to secure roles across, different industries, one of which is the compliance and KYC, industry, which, you are also here for today. So yes, we are actually very devoted to helping people because, personally myself, when I came to the UK as well, originally some years back, I had my own struggles, right? Trying to understand where do I start from? How do I relate my previous experience, in a way that is understandable in this market? Or what skills can I have to what I already have, right? To make me stand out in this market, because to be honest, where we're coming from is actually very relevant. The previous experience we have is relevant. However, we will not take away the importance of upskilling and acquiring in-demand and new skills, which is why RKY Careers have a range of, boot camps, to help people transition to more in-demand fields, that would help them, live fulfilling lives as well. What are our services that we use in supporting people? Just like I said earlier, we have our CV optimization service, LinkedIn optimization service. We have our interview preparation, career mapping, career advisory, and we have our boot camps. All these services I mentioned just now are standalone, that we support people that already have experience in the career paths that they want to explore. However, if you are probably new in the UK, you're previously a customer service person, you're previously an admin person, you're previously an operations person, you're previously a foreign trained lawyer, right? And you need to add to what you already have to, learn something tangible, something in demand, something flexible, something that would, guarantee you visa sponsorship in the long run, or that would help you, work remotely, work flexibly, and live beyond the average. I would say that our boot camps are actually recommended for you. Most of our boot camps come with this optimization services as well, that helps to put together whatever it is that we know and are confident that we have taught you, and you can actually defend out there. So we have trainings across project management, business analysis, data analysis and business intelligence, compliance and KYC. This one you are in, and we also have a new course we are introducing, which is the Scrum Master Product Owner course as well. Do well to recommend RKY Careers to them. In all our trainings, they are all the quality is all the same. Our trainings are, delivered by highly experienced facilitators, seasoned facilitators with experience across the globe, so I'm sure that in whichever course that they choose to, whatever course they choose to enroll for with RKY, they will be getting, maximum value for their money. So why are we here today? We are here because of the UK Compliance and KYC Bootcamp. In this bootcamp, this bootcamp is aimed at people who are trying to get, very practical experience in the compliance and KYC, role in the compliance and KYC industry. People want to have a very good understanding of the UK regulatory framework. Originally when RKY started, we just used to do, we used to do lots of consultation really, especially for people who are new in the UK, people who were lawyers before, people who were bankers before, but the thing is that there's always a different framework from country to country when it comes to regulations, So the purpose of this, bootcamp is to actually bridge that gap, because at the beginning then we will do CVs and all that for people to actually apply for roles in these fields after consultation with them. Okay, we've seen that, okay, you have a legal background. However, to practice here, you probably need, You probably need to write your SQ 1 and 2 or something, and however, you want something not too far from your legal background, right? We recommend compliance. However, CV alone is not enough for you to get the job. Like, it's very important to have the requisite skills, practical experience, because this market here, is very, very practical. Your interviews, they'll be asking you scenario-based questions. Can you tell us the time where you did this? Can you tell us the time where you did that? So that was why we sat down and we designed this very lovely course that covers not just KYC and AML, but covers financial crime and sanctions, data protection, and GDPR, as well as anti-money laundering and KYC as well. Why did we do this? Because for all our courses, right, and based on our mission and vision, right, we want to make sure that you have that advantage. This market is about the advantage. There are so many people out there that are trying to apply for the same jobs you're applying. But what makes you stand out? What makes you stand, which is that thing that would make you stand out, is what we are always looking for, that we use as topping to the ice cream that we offer, that we offer you at RKY Careers. All our courses are designed, to make you different from the next person who would be also, would have probably similar skills to yourself as well. So who can take this course? If you're an early career beginner, you don't have any work experience at all, and you want to start a career, right? This is a good starting point for you. If you're a foreign trained lawyer, foreign trained or ex-banker, you previously worked in operations, you worked as a teller, you worked in marketing, you worked in any departments within the bank, right? However, KYC, you would probably have transferable skills, right, from where you are coming from. However, in the UK, you need to have very strong, you need to have very strong background. You need to have practical experience, which we offer, which makes us different from what you get out there. In other trainings, you probably just get KYC and AML 1 weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and that's it, right? £700 gone, £800 gone. However, in RKY, it's not really about, taking the money from you. It's more about delivering value to you, which is what we always do. So if you're a foreign trained lawyer or ex-banker, this is a good alternative for you to consider, right? Where you can leverage your transferable skills and industry knowledge, right? Anyone seeking a career in KYC and compliance, if you're not any of these people I've mentioned, but you love compliance, in some other bootcamps, we had people that we had one of our students, right, who has been in the UK for over 17 years, he's been working in another industry completely, but wants to change to compliance. He just loves compliance. He's heard about it from a couple of friends and just wants to explore that field as well, even though he's already a professional, right? So if that is you as well, you're already a professional, but you love compliance, you want to transition to compliance, you want to work from home, because I know a lot of people that love compliance and KYC, they love jobs that will make them work from home, right? I would say that this is it for you. You don't necessarily need to be an ex-banker. You don't need to be lawyers. We've also helped people that, have zero experience in any of these fields I've mentioned, come out to get, AML analyst role, KYC analyst role in UK financial institutions. If you have interest in actually getting into, the UK financial institutions like banking, say for instance, you have a long-term plan to be an MLR or whatever, this is a very good starting point for you, because you get to start and then you can explore other internal opportunities within the compliance space as well. So what are the modules we'll be covering in this bootcamp? We'll be covering KYC, AML, PEP, which is politically exposed persons. We'll be covering regulatory compliance, data protection and privacy, financial crime and sanctions. What I love about the RKY Compliance Bootcamp? There's none like it out there. I'm confident about this, I'm very, very confident about it. And if at all you see anything that looks like this, they're actually a copy. And anything that is a copy, right, can never be like the original. Because when I designed this course, right, I remember sitting down with Lumi back then, and I was like, what? I want something different, because everybody they are exposed to lots of, one-on-one trainings in this field. I even have trainers reaching out to me, referring people to me that I'm a trainer, but there's no organization that is doing KYC the way you are doing it in RKY, right? I used to train people at my, when I'm available or something. But there's no organization that has it put together as a package, with structure, with everything that you have in place, and then they refer people that they should ordinarily train to RKY because they're confident that we would actually over deliver. Right. So the good thing is that you're not limited to just KYC and AML. We had somebody in our class, in our just completed class last week, interviewing for what role? Lumi, what role was it? Is it data? What role was that role?
Data. GDPRS.
Sorry?
I think it's data role, GDPRS.
Okay, I have my people here. So yeah, data protection, something like that, So yeah, it's limitless really. You are exposed to not just, you can finish and say, you know what, I love data protection. I'm joining because of data protection. I love this. You are not with this, with whatever it is you'll be paying for this bootcamp, you are exposed to multiple options to explore. So thank you for bailing me out there. So what are the possible career paths that you can, and the average salary? There's a wide range, just like I mentioned earlier. This is not to say that you would finish and everybody would earn the same thing. However, we are confident that at the end of the boot camp, right, you would actually be able to get your foot in, right? And when transitioning to any career path, it's always very important to do a very good research to be sure that that career path you're transitioning to, hope the peak of that career path is not like 20k, 30k, such that if you get your first job, that is it. Like you can't even like command higher roles. I've seen compliance manager roles that are paying up to £1,000. Even there was this our students in, I think 2 cohorts ago. He's actually still in Nigeria, right? And he got a due diligence role. He first got a role with his company, and then when they found out he was in Nigeria, they offered him another contract of 1k per day to do some due diligence on some companies that their clients want to invest in Nigeria. 1,000 per day in compliance and KYC. So the opportunities are actually limitless, right? So what are the training perks? If you'll be doing this journey with RKY, just like I've said, and just like a lot of people have mentioned, RKY is the only company that is doing KYC and compliance training the way it should be done. In a way that it's put together. There's an LMS you have access to. The structure is there. When you hear RKY, just know that you've heard excellence, and that is the watchword for myself personally. So what are the perks that you would get in this training? You would have access to expert-led 5 weeks of training, not recordings, because I get complaints as well of a lot of people that pay £800, pay so much money, and then by the time they are on the other side, all they get are recordings. We have recordings as well. We could as well offer recordings to our students. However, we would rather be more involved, right? We would rather give people opportunity to engage rather than just giving them recordings. And when they have questions about anything technical, we tell them, send a mail, go and watch again, or something like that. So you get access to expert-led live training. There's so many stakeholders on this training. We have our experts facilitator, which you will be also meeting soon. You have myself, right, and you have other mentors as well from other cohorts as well. You also get access to our LMS. So apart from the live training, if you want a self-paced, kind of feeling as well, you get access to our LMS. Our LMS is our learning management system, which is an e-learning platform that all the recordings of classes get uploaded to. In this LMS as well, you have access to previous cohorts, previous recordings, which some other people would sell as the main course for you, right? You get access to other resources from other cohorts and so many other, resources as well. So you get to work on real life scenarios, you get to work on cases, on projects, on competency tests, just to make sure that you come out refined. You come out as an expert, as a senior, as an expert and, confident KYC analyst or AML analyst, or whichever one you choose to explore at the end. You get access to interview preparation. So we have a session where what we do is interview preparation. We analyze job description, we look at job description and, let you know that, okay, this is because it's good to learn, right? But sometimes having an understanding that what you've learned, this is it on the job description. This particular job description. Let's distill it. You can do everything here. because we've taught you and we are confident that you can. So we have mock interview preparation sessions. We also have lots of interview preparation resources as well. We have competency tests, just like I said. You get to work on cases for real life experience, just like you would do in a real life situation. You get UK work reference, which is a barrier that a lot of people are having, in this industry. To be honest, in the last 1 week, I've had about 5 new success stories of students from this boot camp, right? I still have one reference pending to confirm. So that's to show that the jobs are out there, right? And we have the capacity to prepare you to qualify to get these jobs. Right. So you also get certificates of completion. We are a CPD accredited institute. We didn't just start training. Before we started training, we went through a process of accreditation and endorsements where our materials, our resources, and the way we deliver them was endorsed and accredited by a UK accreditation body. So like I said earlier, you get access to our learning management system. We also get access to our community, which is, it doesn't just end in the class, even for our class that ended, is it last week or 2 weeks ago? The community is still booming. People are sharing their interview experiences. Oh, I've also gotten invited here. These are the questions I'm being asked. Our facilitators are also there to also drop insights when we need them. To be honest, the support is immersive, right? And there are lots. The perks you get, right, does not equate the costs that you would pay for this training. If you have to pay £1,000 for this training for what you get, I think it's actually fair, because of the value that you would get. Okay, so what's the eligibility for this for compliance rules for visa sponsorship? A lot of people want to know, can I actually get visa sponsorship in this field, right? Just as we know that visa sponsorship generally is very competitive and all that, it's always good to know if the role you are trying to apply for, is actually on the skilled worker list, or on the skilled worker eligible occupation list. Because if you get a role, that is not on this list, there's no way you can get visa sponsorship, for that. So, if you see a company that is willing to sponsor and all that, and you get a role related to this, you can actually get visa sponsorship in this role. Just as you can see compliance officer, compliance manager, quality assurance manager, quality manager, which are all part of the roles that people also get after this boot camp. So we are a CPD member and provider. I think I explained this earlier. We are an internationally accredited and recognized company for training, and you can be confident that, our materials and everything we do is not just, we didn't just start training because everybody is training now. We didn't just start training because, there are people that are asking about training or something. We actually went through a vetting process before we started training, and our course forms part of your CPD requirements. In most organizations, on an annual basis, there's something they call CPD requirement, because every company wants their staff to continue to develop themselves. And if that's the situation in your company, so your company may actually be able to fund the boot camp if that's the situation in the company you currently work, because it forms part of your continuous professional development. It also demonstrates to recruiters, right, that you are committed to the profession. You're not just jumping here and there, because for companies, it costs a lot to place people in jobs. You will see those recruiters sending you mails, following up, calling you after every interview. They are in for what they would get. And that's to let you know that companies actually give them something. And those companies that are paying recruiters to place people in jobs, right, they are not doing it so that they will do it every three months. They want to be sure that, okay, this person that we are recruiting is here to stay. And if you have taken your time to take a course and they are seeing that on your CV, it will show them that, okay, you are not just here and there, you are actually committed to this profession. Recruitment is actually very expensive, so and the funny part is that I think, was it after quotes, is it 3.0, there was someone that got a job with Lloyd's, Lloyd's Bank as a senior account officer or something. And when she got this job, she didn't even have to tell them. She didn't tell them about work experience. She told them she did a boot camp with RQI Careers, and they were like, okay. And she told them what was covered, and she defended it and all that. And you know what? What they confirmed from us when they would send us a reference request was not work experience. It was the training. That's to tell you how much, of how much of weight, right, that our certification and training actually have in the industry. So, having said all this, what's the training value? Because I'm a value-based person, right? Based on everything we've said, if you want to put a cost to each of all these benefits and all these perks, the training cost should be coming to around £1,500. That's the RQI price. However, because you are in this, because you are here today, because you've made out time to be here today, you get to enjoy the special CEO discounts, which brings down this one-time payment to £600, and if you are paying in installments, you pay £650. You also get free CV and free LinkedIn service. And let me tell you, in the markets out there, RKY CV and LinkedIn optimization service is fire. Like we have that magic touch. We have a lot of people that probably didn't know we do trainings. When they've gone somewhere to pay £1,000 for trainings, they still come to pay extra to get their CV and LinkedIn optimized by us. And some even re-enroll in our bootcamps as well. When they discover how we are different, from other places. So you get to enjoy all this and still get free CV and free LinkedIn optimization. I think there was a day I saw an advert for LinkedIn optimization, and I saw 300 and something pounds just for LinkedIn optimization, and I'm 100% sure, because when I went through, I'm 100%, they don't even offer what we offer in our LinkedIn optimization service. So just look at all the value that you are getting, Also, you get, if you refer a friend and both yourself and your friend are paying, then you get extra £50 off. So like I said earlier, I told you to call your friends and family so that they've already heard from their mouth, and two of you can enroll together and get extra £50 off, right? So if you're paying in installments, you need to pay 50% initial and then balance 2 weeks after the start of the training. When is the next cohort? The next cohort starts on the 23rd of September. So you still have time, to prepare yourself mentally to be a part of this, because the thing is, the year is coming to an end. This is September. I know the good thing about this course, one thing that makes this course is just a 5 weeks, it's just a 5 weeks course, meaning that before this year ends, you can still be part of those that will share their success story. How wonderful is that? There's always this surge in recruitment in the UK between September, October, November, and early December. This is not to say you can't get jobs at any time, really. But, a lot of people were on break in August. During the summer, a lot of people wanted to leave their jobs, but they would rather wait till when their children are back in school before taking just such significant step. A lot of recruiters as well, that want to fill in positions, they were also on break and don't want interruptions. Even applicants themselves are on break. So a lot of things slow down in August. However, in September, October, November, lots of activities in the marketplace peak. Also in the workplace, a lot of companies have budgets, right, for filling positions. And this budget, if they don't fill up their head counts, right, they will lose that head count for the next year. So this is just the best time, to be honest. There's no time that you cannot put your whatever it is you've learned to use to get a job, depending on your personal circumstances. But I would say that you should not miss your opportunity to achieve your goals before the end of 2023. So please, admin, paste the account details for people to benefit from this, discounts, that we have, and for them to make the initial payments to enjoy the discounts. I have a guest speaker here in person of Oluyomi Michael Olojo, is eager to share his experience, in our just concluded bootcamp with us. Because sometimes it's not just, people don't just want to hear rookie talk all the time, right? So I've decided that in these sessions, I'll be bringing other people to come and talk to us. People who have actually worked the experience, people who have been, part of the process. So, and I'm sure that in the next cohorts or in the next tester session, one of you in this meeting, in this call link, right, will be the one testifying to others about your wonderful experience in your own cohort. So, Oluyomi, thank you so much. If you are in the
Yeah. Good
okay, thank you
afternoon,
so much,
everybody.
thank you for taking our time to attend. I mean, I know it's not it's voluntary, it's not obligatory, but thank you for honoring our invite to come, share your experience with the rest, of the aspiring KYC analysts, compliance analysts, data protection analysts that we have here. So we'll give you just 10 to 15 minutes. We won't want to take too much of your time because we know it's a wonderful weather out there today. So we would allow you, you have the floor. And then, yeah, you have the floor. Please share your experience,
Yeah, it's been a wonderful experience with RPY, wonderful team. What I would say, I hope you're hearing me clearly.
Please, can you all hear us? Can we signify? Okay, let's warm people up before you talk. If you are still in this meeting and you are still, we have about 30 people in the meeting now. Thank you. I believe that most of us have actually shared the links with our friends and family.
Yeah, I wish to state as my opener that one thing to take to your bank concerning RPY careers is they under promise, they over deliver. I've done marketing, I've run businesses, I run a consulting business also in Nigeria, UK, and I've had quite a vast experience in life. I have not come across anything close to this in the UK. The first time I got a CV written for me here, I paid, I think about £150, and that was 2 years ago, and it was close to trash. I don't use it. It was extremely over formatted that you can't amend anything without going back to them. Waste of money. I don't use it. But here we go, with the little amount I pay, we have this training, and the training is such that as the tutor is going on, at any time you can stop him to say, please, I don't understand this. So that you go together with everybody, you go with the flow. It's not that some are left behind because they don't understand. No, everybody have the same fear. And we see our tutor that he physically sits down. It's not recorded. That's number one. Number two, it's a down-to-earth atmosphere. You see, actually what RKY does is that they demystify what we think is humongously mysterious. They demystify for us. They make it simple, show us live cases. Everybody bring their perspective, and we have live practices. We have projects that we do, that we work on, that we show each other what you are going to do on the field. When the job comes, you have it. We have a community. We have people that we can refer to when we have issues, even along the way. People that have even gotten employment here, they can still go back to the platform because you have access to the resources on this platform permanently, indefinitely. Once you're a student here, you can always go back and look at the lecture. What did he say concerning this? You can check. You can check all the materials available. So there are some things that I use in my university. I can't see them again. I can't access my university library again, but I can access RKY library because I was once just a member for a few weeks. Now, the most astounding part is that even before we close, we will be giving a live interview session whereby one or two people will volunteer and you will take questions, likely questions. Okay, let me give you another one. We have an compliance Bible, a KYC Bible, that all manner of corporate structures, you will get it. Nobody's there looking at me. I'm not lying about him. He has it. We downloaded it. It's personalized on my system. It's not that, oh, if I don't go back to the website, I won't see it. I downloaded it. All my lecture notes that he used in lecturing us, I downloaded it, created a folder, just like when I was doing my master's in the University of Lincoln. I created my folder for each one. I have a folder for AML. I have a folder for KYC. I have a folder for GPRS. So, and sanctions. Then he gives us, as class is going on, he gives us links to each of those resources that he's discussing about. Oh, when you want to do sanction screening, you go to this place, go to OFAC, he will give you the link. You too, you will click it and do it. So they are creating a situation whereby, unlike what we did in our masters, this is hands-on, this is practical, it builds in the competence and the confidence. When I had an interview and I told him I showed him the JD, the job description, he also gave me lists. Go and read this, go and read that. Who does that for you? For what? I've not seen it like this before. I've gone to school in Nigeria, I've gone to school in Spain, I've gone to school in UK. I've not come across it. So I'm not talking from, I'm not a member of anything. You can check the structure of RK1. I am talking as a participant who, before I finished my program, I got an invitation for an interview because RKY did a LinkedIn for me, RKY wrote CV for me, and RKY applied for some jobs for me based on my profile. And I got invited for a job, and I'm currently going through the process. I've done the first round, and I passed. How did I pass? Lumi told me, do this, do this, do this. Hold your GMLS, hold your fatigue. Remember the key areas, your chapter 5, your chapter 1, part 1, 4, and part 1.
You are giving them free of charge. You let them come on board, though.
I'm just telling you. Lumi told me all those. When I got to the interviewer was asking me questions, running around. He was not really showing me the way forward. The moment I said, okay, what are the other things you do? The moment I talk about GMLSG and FATF, he changed tone. He said, actually, I'm recruiting you for a law firm. They are this. They have clients coming from Australia. He started blowing the whole stove. He said, oh, there are going to be 2 of you, but they are going to create a team of 10. In fact, if you like, at the end of so time, you can even decide to go to Australia. He blew up. He was excited the moment he started hearing what he wanted to hear. So we have people that have the experience here. We have people that have competence here. There's 1 or 2 people now on this meeting now that I personally invited because they are my classmates when I was doing my master's in international corporate and commercial law at the University of Lincoln. So, and they know me, I'm not a dullard, I'm not a lazy character in class. And if I say something is good, if it is about academics, they know it must be good. This one is extremely good. Your time is not wasted. Your money is not wasted. And how much is RKY charging? Actually, this is not a charge when you look at the quality of what we delivered. I congratulate you. It's a privilege. And let me say finally, because I don't have so much more to say. I've said what I wanted to say. The most important thing that really impressed me about this is that this is not a program set up by, in quotes, an Oyibo team. I'm really proud. Every time you see my comments to Rookie, I'm always, is there anything I can do more to support this endeavor? I'm really proud because this is not, in quote, Oyibo endeavor. And it has this quality, consistency, and stability. When they say lecture Saturday 4 to 6, there will be lecture 4 to 6. The instructor you are going to meet will be there waiting for you. You ask a question, he answers. Even after hours, I ask questions, he still answers me. Who does that in my LLM? You ask a question after class, you can't even have any link to your tutors, except you send an email that you're not sure will ever be read or replied. I'm really, and the shocking thing was that it was just someone like me, one of my classmates in school, whose wife took this program. He's a lawyer, the wife is also a lawyer. That just told me, oh, there's a program you can do. We know you in school. Come and join me. I was a bit reluctant. He now said, well, if you just want them to do your CV for you, they can help you. You can talk to RPY, they can do a CV for you because I know you have facts from experience. So for me, because I'm always inquisitive, I want to learn. I said, no, I would rather take the course, learn. I don't just want the packaging of the CV or LinkedIn. I want to be part of it so that I can have this experience. For us, to them, my guy, it was you don't need to worry yourself. I know you find the headway, even if they do your CV. I said, no, I would like to learn. And I thank God that I have been here to learn. If I had come here just to be asking for CV and all the other small advisory, it may not be good enough for some of the things I'm seeing now outside in the industry. The industry is gradually maturing and the standard will become high, and it's only places like this that can really launch out and you stand. Because once you come out from a good place like this, your trajectory is going to be very fast. You're not going to be marking time. And this inquisitive mindset, ALUNMI will tell us we are investigators. We should have this instinct of someone that wants to know. And that he also said it that most of us, when we come out through this platform, we are better than a lot of the people that we meet because we read. We are encouraged to read. We are shown places to learn and know things. So I want to encourage you, don't miss this opportunity. Please, don't. Because a lot of us, we are being added into semi-skilled industries, semi-skilled sectors. I'm still in care. I have a master's in law. I have a master's in business administration. I've been to ISA Barcelona to study entrepreneurship. Apart from all other short courses I've done transactions 6 times in Singapore for vessel closing ceremony. I've done shipbuilding contract. I've done ship completion. I've imported vessels to Nigeria. But because I moved to UK, I'm cleaning shit. That's the truth. And that's the story of many of us. If I go to secondary school, I also do part-time teaching as a supply teacher. But people that I can teach, because I've also once been a tutorial lecturer in the university, people that I can teach are my instructors as a supply teacher. So when I go to do my supply teaching work, I only work with what is written down by people that I know more than. But that's the system here. You just have to find a way to enter with a view to getting to the top. And until you have opportunities like this, nothing. So, and this is more profitable to me than even the exact master's degree that I've come to spend so much money to do. I just wish everybody the very best. I'm so excited that I did this, and I'm very open now. It's like a new beginning for me. In fact, in my home, my wife and my kids, because I have a daughter that is doing A-levels. So my daughter has a better prospect than me with all my masters, except until when I found RPY. It is not that I know I have a prospect. Please, I wish you the very best. And this is a very beautiful opportunity. This is a fertile ground. Your time is not going to be wasted. I wish you the best.
Just one extra thing, I would want you to share. You've talked a lot about your personal experience, right? However, I would also want you to I'm sure people will want to know that is it just you that have this positive experience in your course, right? Or
no, things are happening in my class. In fact, by the time before we got to the middle of the session, by the time I think the second or third, Ajuju Paul already had an invitation for an interview. By the time we finished, he already had a second one or third one. I have gotten one. I've just done one interview before we finish the program, and I'm waiting for the second stage because they told me it's going to be 3 stages. As at the last class, another lady already told me she's been invited for data protection, GDPR position. And you see, the beauty of what we are learning here is not all those compliance of £23,000. In fact, ALUNMI has already told us when you apply for any job, even if it's short time, tell them you want £300 per day or between 300 to 400. So what I want to plead with you, if you are joining this program, make time. Don't let shifts. Because me too, I have to create time every Saturday, no shift. No shift. Don't let any shift or any urgent work and they're going to add something to it. Just come. No. Don't let any shift. Let me tell you something. I had employment with Kissimo Group. They wanted me to resume during this training. I postponed the resumption. Because once I resume with them, they're going to tie me down. I will not have my freedom. So I said, let me just be doing my part-time work I'm doing. Because now I noticed that a new door is being opened for me. Now, concerning the class, everybody in the class is excited. We all encourage each other. We all share together our successes and our good news. If there's a way I can crop my group's WhatsApp, you will see how Lumi and ourselves will be sharing emojis, congratulating people, encouraging people, telling them what to do, links for further research. So they have succeeded in building us a community of friends. How did I know about all the other people who are getting interviews and all the rest? It's because they shared it. In fact, one of the things Lumi told us now is that when we go for interview, we should share the questions that they give us so that others can prepare for their own, because definitely theirs is coming. If your CV is prepared by RKY and your LinkedIn optimized by RKY, I can bet my money on it. You will be invited for interview. And the rest is left for you, because they will also tell you this is how to prepare for this type of interview. When I showed Lumi my CV, he said this is likely to be a law firm. Then I went back and researched again. I discovered it was correct. And finally, the interviewer confirmed it.
Thank you so much. This is actually a proud moment for me myself. And that's, whatever is happening in your cohort is actually the replication of what has happened, in other, cohorts as well. And, we're actually working on integrating all the community, in a platform that would actually make all of us benefit from each other. So yes, thank you so much for your time, for being here, for encouraging. I think everybody here, you've explained it in as simple terms as possible. There's something you said that I always like to say, which I would say again, right? That if you make up your mind to invest in any bootcamp, don't let that shift that you want to run away from in the first place be the reason why you don't run away from it. I always say this because we have people who would, enroll in trainings and you'll be begging them to attend the trainings. And then after like the period of training, they'll just go and say, oh, RKY did not do this, RKY did not do that. But the thing is that, we would make all the resources available. But one thing we always tell people is that it's a two-way game. RKY, no matter how much you try to prepare, you won't go with it to your interviews. You still need to apply yourself. You need to be hungry for the success. The way we are hungry, for your success, it has to come from within first, So thank you so much, Michael. Another person I wanted to bring here too said that there's a football match has been postponing, that immediately enrolled for the training. He postponed all activities to make sure that, he was very committed. And now he has about 3 interviews lined up. There would always be results. That's just it. The same way we are putting in the excellence, we are putting in the effort. There's no training that's, we do in RKY, that myself as the CEO, I opt from training to training to make sure that excellence, that standard is across. I have my eyes everywhere as well. There's no way we would do this, right, and not get the results. That's the same way if you put in your own parts, you would always get your results. So I think I'll take some time to talk about, these questions before proceeding. Exciting one, isn't it? So yeah, it's been an exciting session so far. So how easy is it to get a job in UK from Nigeria for any of the roles? I'm interested in the training, but this has been my challenge. To be honest, getting jobs from outside the UK is competitive across roles, but it's not entirely impossible. But if your main goal is to relocate to the UK, I would say you should consider multiple alternatives as your means of relocation, so that at the end of the day, it's not RKY that is the reason why you have not relocated. Because there are a lot of factors that are actually considered when you get sponsorship and all that. So I have a career gap for a couple of years. Can I secure a financial crime job post this course? Is there any certification or exams as part of the course? Okay, so yes, we get a certificate of completion, which we said earlier. I don't know if you joined late. And this certificate of completion is CPD accredited, right? So yes, I mean, however, there are other external professional certifications you can pursue as a means of career progression after you probably have landed your first job. But whether or not you can, secure a financial crime job, of course you can secure a financial crime job after this. You can secure a wide range. I'll be sharing with you as well on my slides other roles that you can also secure, or other roles that some of our alumni have secured. How many months is the program? It's just 5 weeks. This is the shortest of all our programs. In 5 weeks, you are done. And by even the week 3 or week 4, you already have your CVs, you're already applying. Week 5, we talk about interview, we review your projects, and that's it. So who is an ideal person for a compliance role? I want to know if this is the best for my husband or business analysis. I think that would depend on, preference, previous experience, and the long-term goal, right? But however, I mean, and your long-term goal really. So, and however, if you want to know more, you can book a career advisory with RKY. Your husband can book a career advisory to decide or determine which one is best for you. If your husband was here, probably you'd be able to tell whether this is really what he wants, which we could pay at the end of the month for salary earners, or do we have to wait for the next session? The next cohort starts 23rd. You still have between now and 23rd to enroll. If you are really hungry for this, you can try to source for the money before then, and then I mean, within your network or something. But yeah, the start date is 23rd of September, which I believe is still end of the month. Right. However, we cannot have you on board, without any financial commitments. If you have peculiar situations with your finances, or you want to talk about, flexibility of installments and all that, you can chat us privately on our social media platform where heard about us first. In the last couple of weeks, I've had lots of, fresh success stories on KYC, AML. Just yesterday, I got one again from, what's the name of the bank? From banking industry to law firms, our students are actually landing their desired roles across industries. And just like I said, we have people landing risk and compliance analysts. You won't get this role from a KYC, just KYC AML training. You would only get this because we give you that diverse, background. We have people landing KYC analysts, QC KYC analysts. So these are a few success stories from previous cohorts. So what are the job titles some of our alumni have secured after the boot camp? We've had people who secured KYC analyst, compliance manager, due diligence manager, finance advisor, AML investigator, senior account officer, KYC QC analyst, data protection officer, central compliance specialist, risk and compliance officer, business compliance analyst, transaction monitoring investigator, and many more. You can see that this actually touches all the, and you know what? Some of these people don't even have any banking experience at all, or any, legal experience, and they've gone ahead to land these roles, And the good thing about it is that once you get your foot in with your first job, the sky is the limit. There's also another person that was in our last tester session. He's had about 5 offers. NatWest, Santander, Lloyds, across different banks, right? All by just joining, the RQI compliance bootcamp. So where have our companies landed job? Just like I've said, Lloyds, Nationwide, NatWest, Santander, RBS, Monzo. These are places where some of our clients or some of our students have landed jobs. Okay, so it's now time to meet our very wonderful facilitator, you've heard praises being, showered on him by, our students in our alumni community, right? So Lumi is a dual qualified solicitor. So if you have people here, who are Nigerian qualified, Ghanaian qualified, or foreign qualified lawyers, right, who are looking for what's next or what other, what's next, Lumi is like, Lumi is also a UK and Nigerian qualified solicitor. And if you have people here that are thinking, oh, I just want to get UK qualified and all that, I mean, people that are even dual qualified are still coming back to compliance and KYC. So because there's prospects in it, Lumi has been in this industry for over 12 years, and he's worked in banks from JP Morgan Chase, BNP Paribas, and many more. He has a lot of certifications, as you can see, and yes, he's a very wonderful person, and he's been a wonderful mentor and guide as well to our students. So, Lumi, I'm sure you're here. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you for the introduction. Thanks for attending, everyone. And also thank you to Mike. He's one of our best students so far. What he has said today has really inspired me, motivated me, and I'm really very happy that we can get such happy clients, success stories. At RKY, our aim is to make sure that everyone gets a job. I would say that what motivated us in RKY is that we noticed that a lot of people get into the UK without enough information on how to get on the compliance ladder. So that's one of the reasons why we have this program, and it's designed to make sure that you have everything you need to jump into the role. So I can share my own story. When I came into the UK, my first job was as a customer service operative. I wasn't very happy with that. Just like Michael, I also came from the legal background, having practiced in Nigeria and everything. And then the first job, it was a really low paying job and it was almost depressing. And I said, I don't want this to happen to anybody, especially you people in the audience here. I don't want that for anyone because most of us are overqualified. Someone like Michael now has been practicing, on practicing law for a while and all that. And also a lot of people that we found, doing all sorts of jobs. A lot of our clients are from the care industry and all that, and they just said they just wanted to start a new career and all that. So, with my own experience, we've just mapped out a plan on how to help everyone. So, my own story, as I was saying, was I said, very low paying job. I did everything, qualified as a solicitor here, did masters, MBA, everything, but still didn't get a job until I started, looking into compliance and KYC. And then when I now broke into KYC, and I found out this stuff is very easy. Okay, why is everybody not looking at this? Why are they wasting their time going to do security, going to do care, going to do all sorts of jobs that we were doing then? And I found out that, okay, the problem we had then was that nobody was giving us the kind of information our KY was giving us. So we said, okay, let's make sure that everybody has this information. As our KY said, it's up to you to take that opportunity. Nobody is going to come and rescue anybody because nobody came to rescue me. I had to go and, find my own way out, find a solution to my problem and everything. And I can assure you, compliance does pay a lot more than the other sectors because the average income in the UK is about £26,000 per annum. To be honest, that's not going to be a lot of money. I don't know. It's not going to be a lot of money, especially if someone even has a family. And even if you don't have a family, time is running, okay? Because we only have a limited time in this life. Why not pursue a solid career, get a solid job, and maybe help other people? And the funny thing is that it's not difficult. RKY is just merely here as a guide. And as been said by Michael, I just have to continue repeating Michael's quotes and everything. As been said by Michael, the plan is that we should all be detectives, We should all be able to save ourselves, be able to research, A lot of the jobs are work from home. So there's actually no excuse if you are stuck with something. You can easily check online. The advantage we have is that in 2023, technology has gone a lot further than, previous decades and all that. So there's no excuse. RKY is going to provide you with everything. So it's a practical course. We're not expecting you to be digesting theoretical stuff without knowing what to do the first day in the office. You get, because some people, some other training, when they finish training, they get to the office, they don't know what to do. What do I do? Where do I sit down? What do I do? And all that. So it gets very, confusing and demoralizing when you don't know what to do. Because the most important part of it is like, you have to be very practicable. You have to be able to jump into the work and start doing something. What do you know? How do you know where to get a list of directors from? What do you know about a listed company? How do you know how to get the annual report? How to get the people that run the company? So how do you identify anti-money laundering risk? How are you sure you are not a risk yourself? Do you know the meaning of tipping off and all these things? So there is a lot of stuff that we cover here. And we have 4 modules. We have AML, which is anti-money laundering, and that covers transaction monitoring, which helps our candidates to understand the rules of money laundering and to identify the red flags, so that if you are looking at the customer's account on day one of your work, you can tell them, oh, this one has this one has that, this is a rapid movement of funds, this is a large reportable transaction, this is a transaction from a high-risk jurisdiction, which has triggered an alert. And then from there, you can write your disposition, which is very easy. As Michael said, when they all started the course, they were like, oh, okay, this thing is new. What's going on here? But when they finished the course, they were even challenging me on some things. I've read this, I've read that. I want a bigger job. I want this, I want that. So they came out as tigers. I can assure you that if you guys challenge Michael today and if I ask him to train you guys, you'll be amazed at what he knows, because he was continuously reading and we had all the materials and everything. And today, I can assure you, he's a tiger. I know. I told him when he was going for the interview. I told him congratulations already. All of them. I just told them because I know what they have done and also with the materials we have produced. And the good thing about RKY is that we are not just leaving you. Okay? So we will support you. Okay? For KYC, we will provide you the materials you need to be able to operate at different levels. Because I know some people are very senior here and everything. So if you want to operate as a manager, yes. What we've trained Michael on now, he can operate as an MLRO, as a manager, anything he wants. A business analyst, a project manager. I know somebody mentioned business analysis. So, it just depends. Some bits of it, I sneak in some bits of our business analysis. But RKY still has a business analyst course. So, yeah, some of the business analysis regarding AML, KYC and sanctions are already embedded in what we'll talk about. Because there is no way you be a senior manager and you cannot, manage a project or be able to do some analysis. So all those things, we've packed it, based on the knowledge we have working in the industry. Okay, this is what they taught me in JP Morgan. This is what they taught me here and there. So I've tried to compact everything to make sure that you guys understand what you need to do from day one. So KYC is also about data gathering about different entities. You need to understand these entities. They're all different. So for now, a trust is different from a listed company. A listed company is different from a foundation. Foundation is different from a charity. Charity is different from a hedge fund. But we have materials that will guide you so that you will identify the requirements yourself. Right now, you might think, oh, what's Lumi saying? He's just saying all these things. But after 5 weeks, I can assure you, when you finish your project and everything, you come back and say, oh, KYC is very easy. It's absolutely easy. Now, we also touch on sanctions. And as you know, there's a war in Ukraine. There are a lot of sanctions all over the place. It's going to be a dangerous thing for someone not to understand sanctions. That person is going to be a risk to the bank. Because you need to understand sanctions. You need to understand what are SDNs, what are SFIs. What are the prohibited transactions? And our aim here is not to give you all this theory and all that. No, we are going to open the books for you. This is the law. This is what you need to do. These are the practical steps you need to do. This is how you are going to evaluate a sanctions risk. Okay? This is what level 1 needs to do. This is what level 2, level 3, level 4, MLR and all that. This is what they need to do. Okay? So you will understand sanctions from the practical perspective, like this is what I need to do. This is how I need to apply for approval. These are the risks I must not miss. And we also even share some cases like BNP got fined $9 billion. We don't want to be the person that will cost the bank $9 billion dollars. So we need to be well, trained on sanctions and all that, or else we'll be a risk to the bank. Another thing again is we're also covering GDPR, which is also important because the fines are also hefty. The new GDPR era regime, it could be a little bit draconian on companies because they don't want you to take the data of people lightly. They want you to adhere to the data protection principles. Okay, and I'm sure you'd have seen, even when they started recording here, I'm sure they sent out a notice to warn everybody. So these are some of the things that we are going to cover, for your data. You should be able to draft a data plan for your organization. You should know what a data controller is, what a data processor is, understand their responsibilities, and, identify opportunities and strengths for your organization. So it's a solid cost. That's what I'm going to tell you. And we also have a project at the end. The project at the end is just to test your competence. Because RKY just doesn't want to put their name on everybody. You understand? So it's going to test you. It's going to push you. You are going to start working out KYC jobs before you even start your KYC. So all you are doing when you start your job is a continuation of the experience you have at RKY. You understand? So that project is there, and we designed it so that it will give you a little bit of pressure so that you know that when you get into work, these are the things you're going to face. At the end of the day, we've turned almost all our students to detectives. Before Michael comes to meet me, he knows that I'm going to ask him, have you gone to check on the internet? And then he'll come, okay, I've gone to check, and this is what I've found. This is very interesting. And in his own case, he's gone out of our modules and everything. He's gone into other areas and everything. His passion is something else. So that's what we want. We want people that have passion, people that want to be something in this life. There is no point, just being an ordinary person. I can assure you of that. We want all of you to become trainers, to become business analysts, to become managers and all that. But you can only do it if you give yourself the chance. And we are going to give you everything. And as Michael has said, and as RKY has said, you will not meet any program that is better than this out there. Because every time we are trying to improve it, we are competing. We're on another level. So it's only prudent for you to jump in and see what it's like. I promise you, it's not as if we are going to charge you 5,000 or 10,000 for a master's course. But we just want you to be part of the competent people that will help to reduce financial crime and also help to prevent terrorism. That's our mission. Okay? And the good thing about it is that we're also giving you reference. So just think about it. Oh, you are struggling to get reference and all that. You working on the project means you have to get reference because you are working. So you have a contract with RKY. So you have to do RKY's work. They are giving you work to do. You understand? You won't get paid for it, but you get paid with a reference. You get, so by the time you do that, you go through all the quizzes and everything, you also find out, oh gosh, there's a lot of work here, but I now know KYC, I know our AML, I know sanctions, I know GDPR. You go out there with that information. Most of the time when you go for your interview and they listen to you speak, they don't care where you're coming from. With the additional reference you have, what else? You have everything you need. And then the visibility that is created by the LinkedIn is something else. So you have LinkedIn, like I see it's almost for free because the cost would normally be like 1,000 or something. So LinkedIn itself and your CV, I'll consider them as free tools. And then, as Michael said, you have the ability to ask any questions. I'm not going to be scared of your questions, I won't say I know everything, but trust me, everything that needs to be known for the level of KYC you guys are going to perform will be handed over to you. Even with the materials, by the end of the day, if you read everything we send you and you watch our videos, there will be no match for you. You just become a tiger in the industry. because you'll be competent. You'll be exhuming of knowledge. You've embellished whatever you know with superior to 2023 knowledge. So that's the difference between Archiva and the other one. Okay. In fact, we don't even compare ourselves again because we are on another level. It's going to be difficult for them to do what we are doing at the price we are doing it. You get. And another thing again is that the project, it gives you everything, it gives you an idea of, okay, what kind of work do I want to do? Let's say you've not even made up your mind whether you want to do KYC or AML or sanctions or GDPR. It gives you an idea that this is what it's going to be like when you start work. So it's not difficult. That's one thing I would like to make sure everyone understands. There is nothing difficult in it. When I started it, I was working in a taxi firm. When I started applying for compliance roles, I was working in a taxi firm. All I was doing was booking taxis for people and all that, And then everyone there, they were trying to escape that taxi firm. We were just tired. It was affecting our hearing. I was booking maybe like 200 taxis every day or something ridiculous. We had targets. And each call was 30 seconds. I had ear problems after. I said, no, I can't be doing this. I can't be doing this. How much am I even earning? And what I was earning then, sometimes I can now earn that in a week. So can you just imagine if I was still doing that? I still have some people that are stuck in those jobs. So I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. You just have to look for a better way to do things, a smarter way to make money. So this is your own opportunity for us to support you and to guide you on this journey. So someone is asking about ACAM exams. No, I don't train people on ACAM exams, but what we are training you will always put you on the right direction for ACAM's exams. And it might be more than what you need for ACAM's exams, because what we are training you on covers everything on financial crime, AML, KYC, because we are training you based on the legislation. So it's a bit different. So we are not saying we are just training you anyhow on whatever material. We are digesting the legislation. We are opening the GMLSG, as Michael said, GMLSG and FATF. And then you start quoting recommendations and making reference to all the materials. Trust me, by the time we get to that level, nobody will challenge you, because that's what really changed me. When I started, initially, I wasn't, the best KYC person out there. But I went for one interview in Santander, and they rubbished me. Yeah, all my arrogance disappeared and everything. I became very humble. At the interview, I was begging them, please tell me the answer. No, I'm not going to go. You have to tell me the answer and everything. Another 20, 30 minutes, the interviewer now decided that, okay, let's have a meeting and let's discuss all the answers. That was when they now told me, oh, this is how you're going to do it, this and this. And from that day on, I started reading. And I could challenge anybody in the industry. I used to love that. I used to like to put MLROs, senior managers under pressure when I started. Because a lot of people didn't read. They don't read. Now you guys are here spending, hopefully if you join us, you spend the next 5 weeks. Maybe you meet a lot of parties and everything. Let the parties go. This is going to change your life forever. Let the parties go. After you finished qualifying, some of you will earn 1,000 a day. Some of you want 5. You get. Some of you 400 a day, 300 a day. You'll be surprised. So let the parties go for 5 weeks. Put your head down, roll up your sleeves. Let's learn something, and let's jump into the KYC world. It's not difficult. Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, no worries. That.
Okay. So so that's basically what I'm trying to say. So it's an opportunity for you to rebrand yourself as a KYC professional. On LinkedIn, you are visible. The competency you need for the industry, you get it. The references you need to get the jobs, have it. And then we are CPD. We are CPD accredited. So we are not just all those guys just trying to make money and all that. And then our prices are reasonable. So I don't want to overmarket ourselves. You can compare us to anybody out there, and then you find out all those guys that do KYC in one weekend. To me, it is, I don't know, it's a joke. You need maybe a month. Spread it out. Let the brain grow. Let people go back home, research, and come back and ask you questions. We are permanent. We are not running away. So we even have a WhatsApp group whereby if you joined us 1 year ago, you can still come and ask us questions. We are there to learn. We are passionate. We are there to learn. We are there to upgrade. You have your 10th interview. You need help. We are there. So it's a permanent relationship. So it's not like, oh, okay, after 5 weeks, they're taking your money, they disappear. No, it's permanent. You get, like Michael now, we are now friends, just like with the other ones and everything. Maybe one day we'll end up in the same office. He might even be my boss, and I might be his boss. You never know, because we're all competing. Like, I'm working as a contractor, so I'm going from company to company. It pays a little bit more. So those are some of the things we will also tell you when it's time for interview preparation. We have a whole session for interview preparation where we are sharing secrets. Oh, this is the question they asked me here. All the questions they asked Michael in the interview he went for. Yeah, shared it with us. You understand? The next person is going for that interview. Just tell me why that person won't get that job also. And that has worked. So we have a good team. Everyone respects each other. And we continue. And also if you need advice on qualifications in the AML space or any other space, we are also here. And RKY also has Excel courses, assuming you want to extend your transaction monitoring skills after you finish this course. I don't think it's expensive. I think it's about 70 quid. They also have data analysis courses. If you want to learn SQL, Python, Power BI, and all those things. They have project management and business analysis and all sorts. So trust me, you would like to be part of this family. You would like to grow with us. Trust me, we are going to give you 1,000%. We are committed.
Everything Lumi has said, we are consistent. We are not just doing it as for now. I think I have another question. Do you guys give some kind of job guarantee too? Unfortunately, we are not able to give job guarantees. The only people that can give you job guarantees are those that want to employ you, right? And we are not employing for the role. The reason why we don't give job guarantee is the same as what we have said all through. Enrolling for the bootcamp is not the end of the journey. You need to play your parts, right? We are confident that everything we've said we would give you, we will from our end. But you need to do your part as well. You need to do your part as well, and that way, success is guaranteed, right? However, we are unable to say, okay, this is the time frame, because the market is competitive, people's situations are different. But the thing is, when you are on board, we would give you advice on different alternatives to explore. Okay, this time apply to contracts, apply to this. You've had some wonderful insights from me earlier. I've told you about the September surge, which you might not have been aware of earlier. To let you know that, okay, this time of the year, this is what you should do. This time of the year, we have over 12 years industry insights to give to you. I'm a banking professional myself. I've been exposed to the KYC, AML, and other banking roles, for over 12 years as well. So the thing is that you are in good hands, right? So what's the timetable for the training like? Thank you for the question. The timetable for the classes are Saturdays, 4 to 6 p.m., for 5 weeks. And the next cohort starts September 23rd. And the compliance rules offer tier 2 sponsorship. I showed a slide earlier, probably you joined late, Daniela, showing that compliance rules are eligible for visa sponsorship, right? However, the process of getting sponsorship is competitive across all the roles. But if you do find a company that is willing to sponsor you, right, yes, you'll be able to get the sponsorship based on the fact that the role is on the UK skilled worker occupation list. So we talked about the value of the training, telling you that, the training based on everything we are going to offer you should actually be worth 1.5. However, our price is £700 for the main course. But if you are in this meeting today and if you'll be securing your slots today, you get to pay a one-off payment of £600, and if you're paying in installments, you pay £650 and pay 50% in advance. And then you also get, free CV, free LinkedIn optimization. If you come with your friend as well, because it's always better and good to come in twos, right? To enjoy and have access to this wonderful experience. You get £50 extra off. So for those of you that enjoy this session and want to share with your friends and family, you want to get them to also, sometimes we need to push some of our friends. They don't even know where to look. At some point I used to think that most of the information we put out there are things that we've put out maybe 1 year ago, 3 months ago. But the thing is that there are always new people that have actually not heard those information before. So that's why it's always very important to share, because there are still a lot of people that are coming to the UK and settling for less. And there's something I always say as well: if you're a dependent, or if you know people who are dependents in the UK who are doing menial jobs, then you need to point them the RKY way. Dependents have no business doing menial jobs because they have full right to work. If you have full right to work, then you should be leveraging that to gain very good, experience, that would, place you in the position that you're supposed to be, right? You understand if probably at the moment there are constraints, you're a student, you've got just 20 hours, or there are other restrictions really. However, if you don't have all these restrictions, you have no business at all. You have no business at all doing menial jobs, right? If you have zero skills that are relevant, then you need to do what? You need to enroll in boot camps to acquire those skills, to gain the practical experience to help you transition. This is 2023. We shouldn't be settling for less, right? And which is our own mantra. So yeah, we'll talk briefly about the other trainings we have. The MBA class starts September 16th, right? Which is next week, Saturday. We also have the Scrum Master and Product Owner course that is starting as well. This starts October 7th. So you still have time, to enroll or to share with friends and family as well. If you go to the RKY page, you have access, to all the calendar and all that. Our MS Excel and PowerPoint class also starts on the 30th of September as well. So yeah, if you want more information about any of our courses, you want to talk about installments, you want to talk about anything furthering what you've learned today, please feel free to chat us up on Instagram. Most of the time I'm on the Instagram responding to messages. So yeah, if you have more questions to ask, please chat us up. And if you've been referred to this place by anybody, I think you should thank them for exposing you and telling you about RKY, because we are sure that the relationship we're going to build from here is going to be mutually beneficial. So want to search for us or find us on any social media page. Our name remains RKY Careers on TikTok, on Clubhouse, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on all the social media. We are very social. Please find us on our social media pages. Lumi, do you have any closing remark for us?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for attending. I know you guys will prefer eating barbecue and all that, but it's just an investment in your future. Thanks for attending, and I hope most of you will join and all that, and then we'll continue on that journey.
Exactly. So see you guys on the 23rd of September when we start, that journey together again. I'm sure it's going to be another booming community of people who are hungry for success. It's been really great having every one of you here. So thank you so much.